Here's a story from the Xhosa people from southern Africa, and this is how I will tell it to you. But before I tell you the story, I need to check that you know one or two things about the wildlife in southern Africa. So can you tell me what you think the fastest animal on land is? Good, the cheetah. Are you sure it's the cheetah? The cheetah. That doesn't help at all. I'll change the question. What's the most annoying animal on land? A mosquito, certainly, yeah. A skunk, possibly. Snakes, I'm not good on snakes. Human beings, always a good answer. Sadly, none of your answers are right. Unless, of course, one of you said, this animal. No, not a rabbit. Big ears, big feet. A hare. Now, if you said the cheetah is the fastest animal on land, you are right. Over a short distance. Over a long distance, it's an ostrich. Either answer would be fine. But the hare is definitely the most annoying, because he thought that he was the fastest. And in fact, he ran up to the cheetah, and the hare said to the cheetah, I'm the fastest! I'm the fastest! Then he ran away. Do you think the cheetah was happy about that? Of course not. The cheetah went to see the king of the animals, and the king of the animals is the, lion. And the cheetah said, that hare is very annoying. But the king of the animals, who is the lion, all he could say was, it's only a hare. But then the hare went and found another African animal. You're right, it was the giraffe. And he said to the giraffe, I'm the fastest, I'm the fastest. Then he ran away. Bedoink, bedoink, bedoink. Do you think the giraffe was happy? Of course not. The giraffe went to see the king of the animals, and the giraffe said, that hare is very annoying. But the king of the animals, who is the lion, all he could say was, it's only a hare. But then the hare found another African animal. You're right, it was the elephant. And he said to the elephant, I'm the fastest, I'm the fastest. And he ran away. Bedoink, bedoink, bedoink. Do you think the elephant was happy? No. The elephant went to see the king of the animals, who is the lion, and the elephant said, sorry, don't you speak elephant? No, I will translate. It means that hare is very, you see, you did speak elephant, annoying. And the king of the animals, who is the lion, said, it's only a... He didn't say the word hare, because before he could say the word hare, the hare ran into his hut and jumped on his lap, ba-doink, looked the lion in the eye, ba-doink, and said, I'm the fastest, I'm the fastest. Then he ran away, ba-doink, ba-doink. Do you think the lion was happy about that? No. The lion said, that hare is very annoying. Something has to be done about that hare. So all the animals had to think what they could do about the hare. The cheetah had to think. The giraffe had to think. Oh my goodness. And the elephant had to think. But nobody knew what to do. But then they heard... They looked around and they couldn't see anybody. But then they looked down on the ground. And on the ground was someone that they hadn't noticed. It was the tortoise. And the tortoise said, Your Majesty, because that's what you call a king, Your Majesty, I know how to stop the hare. I will challenge him to a... You're right. A race. So you know the story of the hare and the tortoise? Oh, really? I will challenge him to a race, said the tortoise. And the lion said, you race against the hare. All right, but if you lose, I will take your head off with one bite. So, a race between the tortoise and the hare. For 3 days, the hare went running. Yum, yum, yum. For 3 days, the tortoise went to his aunt's house. And they closed the door and pulled the curtains. And he stayed there talking for 3 days with his brothers, his sisters, his cousins and his aunts. It was the day of the race. A line was drawn on the path, and on one side of the line was the hare, on the other side was the tortoise. Down Hare's side of the path were his family shouting, "Hare's going to win! Hare's going to win!" And down Tortoise's side of the path were nobody. Not Tortoise's brothers, not his sisters, not his cousins, not his aunts. Nobody came to cheer for Tortoise. Anyway, Hyena started the race. 3, 2, 1. Which is hyena, and it means go. And off ran the hare. And behind the hare came plod, 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 the tortoise. Hare ran round a corner. Round another corner. Along straight path. He looked behind him. No sign of the tortoise. He looked in front of him. Plod, 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 plod. The tortoise was in front of the hare. Hare ran past the tortoise. Round a corner. Round another corner. Along the straight. He looked behind him. No tortoise. He looked in front of him. Plod, 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 plod. The tortoise was in front of the hare again. Hare ran past the tortoise. Round a corner. Round a corner. Along the straight. Look behind him. No tortoise. Looked in front of him. Plod, 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 plod. Hare ran past the tortoise. Round a corner. Round a corner. Along the straight. Looked behind him. No tortoise. Looked in front of him. Plod, plod. Every time the hare ran past the tortoise was still in front, still winning the race, until the hare came to the final bend. The final stretch of straight path. He looks behind him. No tortoise. That tortoise was nowhere to be seen. He looked in front of him, and there was the finishing line, and there, crossing the finishing line was plod, 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 the tortoise who won the race. Hare sat down by the side of the path and held his ears and wept. His family were going to give him a party. They'd bought streamers and hats and balloons and cake, and they threw it all in the bin. No win, no party. Now, you might think that Tortoise's family would give him a party because he won the race. No. They didn't give him a party. Because Tortoise's brothers and sisters and cousins and aunts were all too tired for a party because they'd all been for a long walk that day. And that is the Xhosa version of the Hare and the Tortoise. And that was how I told it to you.